Braden here. I'd like to take this opportunity to talk to you school owners and those who will be presenting the UBC to potential clients. You know, we can make the phone ring with our ads or other type of marketing or friends or referral contests, whatever. But once they walk in the door, we have to be able to explain the program to in a concise manner so they have a full understanding of the value of the program. And I'll be honest with you, if you're not clearing or closing at least 80% of the people you're presenting to when they actually walk through your door, you have some challenges there, because once somebody really understands what the UBC is all about, usually they're pretty excited about jumping on board, especially if the price is right. And really, truly, the UBC is the bargain of the century in comparison to maybe personal trainer or some of the other programs out there. Now, before we get to the point of presentation, we've already shook their hand, and if it was appointment set, of course, we've used their first name. You know, if we knew Susie's coming in at 4 o'clock, it's Susie, hi, or you must be Susie. Welcome to our school. And talk to them a little bit about the program, maybe give them a quick tour. I always like to have people come in while a kickboxing class is going on, so maybe they watch the class for a little bit so they get an understanding of the excitement, and usually by watching the class, they get excited about the class. I've never recommended free classes, just somebody walks in and can I try a free class, unless you've done some type of promotion at a fair or a festival and you have everybody coming in together in a controlled environment. Why is this? If you watch a kickboxing class, a lot of times a student will get excited about participating. But if they start participating in the class and they start getting confused or feel uncomfortable, it can be a negative instead of a positive. So the only person who can bring a student to one of our classes is a current member, because a current member helps make sure that they have a positive experience. Getting off track here a little bit, we do want to talk about the presentation. So someone's come in during one of our kickboxing class, they've watched the class a little bit, I've talked to them about that the UBC combines fitness kickboxing with resistance training, a sound nutrition program, flexibility, that they're not doing it by themselves or put on coaches, they get put on a team, and everybody's going on a great fitness journey together. So I've kind of made it excited about the program, but now it's time to get down to the details of what the program's all about. And this is where we work on doing that with the manual. So what you want to do is you want to put a manual in front of them, and then you just want to kind of flip through it. You're going to quickly review the manual with them and just touching on key points of interest. First of all, when I talk about the resistance training, and usually I open to this page, one of the key elements of fitness is resistance training. It's one of the things that all the scientists out there agree upon, that you have to resistance train for the rest of your life. It's an exercise that we all need to do, and the benefits of the resistance training is that we're going to gain lean muscle tissue. And as we gain lean muscle tissue, that lean muscle tissue is what's going to burn body fat for you. So realize in our course, our goal is to gain lean muscle tissue and reduce body fat. And you'll see that we're utilizing our strength and conditioning classes, utilizing strength tubing. Nice part about the strength tubing, it takes a lot of stress off the joints. It makes it so anybody can participate. You can do a yellow band, which is basically no resistance, all the way up to a purple band, which is what our stronger students use. Now, the next thing we want to focus on is nutrition. And I always say, the nutritional portion of this program is a big part of our program. And when it comes to fitness, most people don't understand the correlation between nutrition and working out or fitness. Most people will work out and reward themselves with bad nutrition. What we want to do is making sure that we understand that when you work out and break your body down, that we build it back up again with good nutrition. And we're going to do that with good proteins, carbohydrates, vegetables. We're also going to give you a point system, so it makes it easy to follow. And we're going to make it really easy. We have one of the things that we're going to really ask you to do over the next 10 weeks, at least 6 out of 7 days, avoid the 7 whites. And for our health and weight loss, we're going to try to get you to avoid white flour. And white flour, that is basically empty calories like pizza dough and cookies and those type of things, or white sugar with the high fructose corn syrup. These are the things that are making our country obese. And you'd be surprised, even if you didn't do any other aspect of my UBC, but you eliminated these foods, the white flour, the high fructose corn syrup, and really cut back on these foods, because not only are they making our country obese, but really contributing to cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes, and all tied into this. And that's just some of the things we're going to do in the UBC, is really educate you, not just what makes you look good in the mirror, because we will make you look good in the mirror, but really for long-term health. We're also going to ask you to avoid some foods. Now, if you're trying to lose 10 pounds or more, we're also going to ask you to avoid corn, bananas, and potatoes, because these foods, again, are what we call high glycemic. They turn to energy real fast. So what we're going to have you cut back on those simple carbohydrates so we can, again, cut that body fat and gain that lean muscle tissue. We're also going to talk about how alcohol relates to fitness, good and bad. Hope you like red wine, because we do allow a glass of red wine a day at no penalty points. So when it comes to nutrition, we really want to talk to the student, the person, the prospect of, don't get too detailed. They start asking a lot of questions, that's okay. But as you notice, I'm skimming, I'm touching upon. Again, moving on now. Now, fitness kickboxing. The most effective form of conditioning. We have a lot of pride in our fitness kickboxing classes. I mean, many people have said it's the the most effective fitness for 45 minutes and the most effective 45 minutes in fitness. And really, the fitness kickboxing fulfills two elements. One, it's going to fulfill the aerobic portion of our class. Now, if I was going to have you train for a fight, you go 2 minutes on or maybe a minute rest. But that's not it. You're not trying to fight another opponent. You're going to be trying to fight fast. So we're going to go 28 straight minutes on that heavy bag. Now, I know that sounds like an awful lot, but realize it's self-paced. Your workout doesn't affect anybody else's workout. As you saw in that kickboxing class, you can have one person kind of just going really slow and pop, 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 while somebody else is tearing it up. Again, you don't have to keep up with anybody. You also can take a break at any time. You're also going to set as fast a pace as you like. So the fitness kickboxing class allows you to get the best workout for you and set your own pace. Also, I think it fulfills the most important element of fitness. It's not that most people don't want to work out, they just get bored with it. They get tired of doing the same old, running on a treadmill and having to look at a TV to get through it. Here we're going to show you the 7 basic techniques of the jab, the cross, the hook, the uppercut, and then the front kick, round kick, side kick, done a multitude of combinations. I mean, it's stimulating enough to make the workout really interesting, but not so complicated that anybody can't do it. It's about a 2-week learning curve, but when you get your personal training session, when you join the program, and we have a couple weeks until the UBC starts, so it'll give you an opportunity to kind of get past that first initial awkward stage that a lot of people go through in getting ready for the UBC. And then we also have flexibility, probably the most neglected form of conditioning. And our flexibility, we stretch before and after every class. We stretch before class to kind of get the body ready for the workout. We stretch at the end to gain flexibility. I always say about flexibility, it's not something that you can see in the mirror, but for reducing and slowing down the aging process, it's super important. And then alternate workouts. And realize in our UBC, we're going to be asking you to train 6 days a week, 45 minutes a day, or you can do 3 days a week for 90 minutes back to back. Now, if you're not been working out a lot and you're kind of coming into this program and you're not in that great a shape or haven't worked out consistently, then I highly recommend the 45 minutes 6 days a week. For those students who come in that are already in kind of pretty good shape, the two classes back to back can get away with that. But for the most part, we want 45 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Now, let's say, hey, Thursday night I gotta watch the kids. There's no way that I can participate. So that's what we have, alternate workouts. These workouts you can do at home, require absolutely no equipment. Now, we do have now home study kits where you can do the strength and conditioning at home, or you can get a heavy bag with one of our kickboxing DVDs and you can do the kickboxing at home. So just because you can't make it in the studio 6 days a week doesn't mean you can't do the UBC. And then we're also going to do a complete fitness evaluation, testing your flexibility, your upper body strength, your abdominal strength, your cardiovascular. We're going to set 5-week goals. We're going to set 10-week goals. So I'm not going to just pinch a lot, then pinch a little earlier. I'm going to give you true measurable results. And these results of the statistics are the exact same statistics that the military use, the fire department, the police. So it's all based on your age and your gender. You'll find out how do you rate and set goals for yourself. And then we're going to show you how to chart your progress. And the exact same thing a personal trainer would show you how to do or do for you for $50 to $100 an hour, we can show you how to do in the low cost of the UBC. And the nice part about it, once you finish the workbook, you finish the course. And you can't find a better program at a price. So why don't we get you started? Silence. Wait for them to then react. So, if you notice, I made the presentation. After I get done, I always like to say, once you finish the workbook, you finish the course, I turn it over, and then I say, why don't we get, are you ready to get started? Or why don't we get you started? And then silence. Silence is a very powerful tool in selling. Once you've made your presentation, and through this presentation, I've already dealt with some of the objections. One, well, I can't train 6 days a week. Well, we've already dealt with that objection. We've also talked to what a bargain it is at the price we're offering. So we've kind of come up with that objection. You know, it may be that they can't come up with all the money up front, and they may come up with a question like, well, does that mean I have to pay the entire, you know, $200 or $300 or $400 up front? And then you can say, well, we can go ahead and have half now, and then your UBC is not starting for 3 weeks, and then the other half at that point. A lot of schools now in this economy are saying, you know, you can, if you go ahead and commit to 6 months on a monthly basis of, you know, $59 to $99 a month, you can go ahead and participate in the UBC for no additional charge. That's not a bad idea either. But the point being is you're trying to come up with objections, avoiding objections, or dealing with those objections before you get to this point. Now, what about an objection? Is it a good thing, bad thing? It's a good thing. When somebody has an objection, that means they want to participate and they want you to overcome it. The last thing you want to hear is, oh, well, that's nice. Well, you know, I'll, you know, thank you, and, you know, have a nice day. You know, you're lost there. They're not going to do the program. But if they really come up with an objection like, well, you know, I can't really come up with all the money right now, or, you know, I really can't train. I can only train in this program 4 days a week, or I'm going into town for a week. And in any of those situations, you know, we always talk about the feel, felt, bound. And what is that? Well, you know, a lot of our students, you know, feel the same way. And what we found is that, you know, even though you're going out of town for a week, the alternate workouts could be done in the fitness center. Most hotels will have some type of fitness area where you can do the alternate workouts, or you can take our DVDs on the road, whether it's the strength and conditioning, and you may not be able to hit the heavy bag, but you can easily take the strength and conditioning and get on our exchange program with the bands, and there you have the strength and conditioning class on the road. Because to be honest with you, most people said, oh, I'm going to take 10 weeks and just work out is unrealistic. So that's another objection. Again, the price objection, there's a lot of ways you could deal with that as far as trying to break down the cost and maybe then putting a little down now and, you know, finishing up the cost later. Those are things. But if they come up with an objection, that's a positive, and you need to be able to relate to that. You know, another one, person's 45 years old, hasn't worked out in 10 years. You know, well, I don't know if I really can do this. Well, you know, we've had so many people in this program, 50 to 100 pounds overweight. We've actually had 69, 70-year-olds participate in this program. You know, to be honest with you, anybody can do the UBC. You know, I don't care if you're young, you're old, fat, or skinny. Anybody can participate because you can do it at your own pace. Again, all those objections you can overcome. And the thing is, to get to the point where they have objections is to take them through the manual, fully explain it, pretty much come up with all the objections before they get to that point, and then go turn it over. And once you finish the manual, you finish the course. And another great thing I like to finish with is we even guarantee results. If you finish the course and aren't completely satisfied, we'll give you your money back. Now, of course, what does that guarantee mean? They got to do the entire course. That means all the classes, all the manual, everything. They got to, you know, everything. But the point being, by having that money back guarantee, really does help sell it. You know, money back guarantee. If you know, I turn the manual over. You know, we even give you a money back guarantee. You finish the course, you're not completely satisfied, we'll even give you your money back. So let's get you started. And then silence, and let them either come up with the objection or, okay, let's get going. All right, this is Jim Gray, and I sure hope this helps with your presentation. Use the manual, go through it, touch on each spot. Don't spend a whole lot of time. Don't try to show them how smart you are. You just want to get them the reasons why the resistance trains. What's the nutritional program all about? Why do we kickbox? What's the flexibility? What's all those things? Measurable results, all the things that we talk about, and of course emphasizing the fact that they're not going to do it by themselves. All right, Jim Graydon, and let us know what you think at info@ultimatebodyshaping.com, and we'll be seeing you again soon.